Empty hotels, deserted beaches, mass cancellations. Southeast Asia paying a heavy price for the coronavirus epidemic, with losses now expected at several billion euros. Takings have plummeted as Chinese travelers find themselves subject to a host of restrictions, both home and abroad. The region is also suffering from the stigma attached to the virus. This elephant park owner in Pattaya, Thailand, says the spread of the virus has made people afraid to visit.
It's approximately 1,500 to 2,000 people a day. So at the moment, it's very less, like 10%, like 100 or 200 people visit to our farm.
These are fighters from the National Liberation Front, a rebel alliance backed by Turkey. Outgunned and outnumbered, the fighters seek refuge behind a newly erected embankment. On the other side, government troops are stepping up their campaign. Fighting has surged over the last few days. President Bashar al-Assad's forces have regained control of many areas in Aleppo and Idlib. Their advance infuriated Turkey, which accuses Assad of violating the terms of a ceasefire agreement Turkey signed with Russia and Iran 2 years ago. Ankara has sent more troops into Idlib and expanded its military outposts.
Now, a Karachi-bound vessel was intercepted by Indian authorities at the Kandla port on February 3rd. To this day, the ship continues to be docked at the port, and the reason is a suspicious cargo that was wrongly declared in the manifest. This cargo, in fact, has military purposes and is even used in the launch process of a ballistic missile. The ship bears a Hong Kong flag and started its voyage from the port of Yangon in eastern China on January 17th. The vessel was bound for Port Qasim in Karachi, but made a brief stop at the Kandla port on February 3rd. And when the authorities conducted a detailed inspection, they discovered what it was called an autoclave. An autoclave is essentially a pressure chamber, and it has multiple purposes, both civilian and military.
France, the ski resort of Luchon-sur-Bagnières has dropped 50 tons of snow on its lower slopes by helicopter. A local council arranged for it to be delivered from higher mountains down to the beginners and children piece down below, which were looking more green than white. Mild weather has been responsible for melting snow across the Pyrenees. France is expecting its mildest January since 1990, according to the country's weather service. Environmental groups criticise the move to chopper in snow, saying aircraft contribute heavily to global warming.
The state of emergency in Mississippi, parts of the state facing the worst flooding in 37 years. One of several waterlogged states in the South. A home pulled off its foundation and washed into the river, part of a landslide in Savannah, Tennessee. And part of Jackson, Mississippi, look at this, underwater, the Pearl River at major flood stages and still rising.
Tonight, relentless rain causing more river flooding and major damage across the South. Dramatic video capturing this Tennessee home collapsing after a massive landslide. Watch again. You can see sparks flying as the house plunges down a steep bank into the Tennessee River Saturday night. A second home also destroyed. Fortunately, no one was hurt. In neighboring Mississippi, residents there bracing for catastrophic flooding as the Pearl River continues to rise after weeks of rain.